Voice. Bill, what's good? How are you?
Dad
What's
of the
good?
dream.
What's good? What's good, man? Shout out to the boxing voice, the voice of the people. Lady Chan, how are you? How are you,
I'm
my
all right.
my good brother as well? Ness, good
What's
morning to you,
up?
sir.
How are you? How are
Oh
you?
yes, morning, man.
How is camp? How is
Absolutely.
camp going?
Man, we're going to go spar. We're sparring today at 1 o'clock. So, I'm just doing a little bit of running around, a little bit of errands, and then we're going to head to the gym.
Who you guys sparring?
We got Jono Carroll. Uh,
Jonah.
yeah, Jonah. He came in for it, and a couple other guys. I can't, and I'm disappointed. I can't think
That
of their
is a
names
good style.
right
You
now.
know what? I do. I mean, he ain't the biggest puncher, but that was a good style. And he got Tevin ready for the JoJo fight. Tevin used them. That's a good style. He does have that JoJo style. But who were we interviewing? Oh, we were interviewing Ken. I know you heard the episode. Tell me you heard the episode. No?
What happened?
Shit, man. So I asked for him his breakdown, and he's like, "Look, man, I need to further assess that fight." I'm like, "What? Yo, Devin been
Who?
in
No,
camp
Ken.
with
You talking about
Ken
Ken?
Porter,
Ken?
yeah.
Okay,
You
okay.
heard that episode or no?"
No, I didn't. I
So
didn't.
so so I'm like, "What? Devin been in camp with you since he was like 14. What you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, because I know JoJo. I was his trainer from the Olympics." And in some amateur stuff, he's one of those head coaches or whatever. So he said it was his job to assess all those fighters. And, he wanted to go into his notes because he believes that he assessed JoJo highly. And obviously JoJo's gone on to do what Porter believed. So he says, this is a very good fight. Like he said that day, he's like, look, because you're forcing me, yeah, I'm gonna lean to Devin because he's more talented, but don't underestimate JoJo. And
Oh, neither are we. Neither are we.
yeah, but I wasn't
That's a fair.
expecting that though.
Well, no, that's a fair assessment from a coach that's on the outside looking in. Jojo Diaz is an Olympian. He's a world champion. He's been in there with top level talent, and he's performed under the lights when he's supposed to. He came up short against Gary Russell, but I mean, shit, that's Gary Russell. So outside of that, he's had stellar performances against great competition. So I mean, I think that he's given JoJo all of his grams, and then with Devin being a 22-year-old guy, and our best win being Jorge Linares, and next being Jojo Diaz being our next opportunity. I think it's just a fair assessment.
So, he said that what JoJo does well is what he did in that Tevin fight. And, he got me to thinking he do got the experience. He got that Gary Russell fight. That was a good fight. And then he got the Tevin Farmer fight, and he grinded that win out. Do you give JoJo the experience because he did go to the Olympics too? Does he have the experience upper hand here, or do you think
Oh,
that your son
absolutely, he has experience. He has experience. Uh,
really?
yeah, we give him the experience under the lights, the experience, and in terms of what Devin's preparation for the fight and preparation to this moment, just like Jojo Diaz. This is Jojo Diaz's biggest moment against Devin Haney, and Devin Haney's biggest moment against Jojo Diaz in terms of the magnitude of the fight, being at the MGM Grand, main event, all of the accolades that Devin brings. I would say fanfare that he brings. Jojo has an opportunity to trumpet.
Well, I do want to, get I don't know if you want to give a prediction or an assessment or something, because Porter, like I said, Devin's been sparring him since before he was a professional. What could you tell us about him? What are you expecting in this fight? And I guess ultimately, can he be stopped? Because the last trainer I had on, Stephen Edwards, a.k.a. Breadman, he said anybody could be stopped, but that's not really what I'm looking for, right? Like I wanna hang my hat on Porter being durable, but can he be stopped
Well, I
by
mean,
Crawford specifically?
has Porter been stopped?
No.
Well,
No.
then he's been in there with everybody. So if you don't hang durability on him now, then you'll never hang it on him. You know what I mean? He is the most durable fighter in the welterweight division, and that's what he brings to the table. He brings a work rate that's very impressive, and a relentless pursuit that only it's considered the Porter way. When you talk about a skilled fighter such as Terrence Crawford, you talk about at the top of the food chain. Terrence Crawford has been arguably at the top of the food chain for quite some time. Has Porter and Porter's style ever been at the top of the food chain? No. So when you talk about this kind of fight, you talk about a fight where a skilled fighter in Porter rises to an even bigger level. He rises even higher when put in there with Porter. And what you'll see is going to be an exceptionally skilled fighter in Crawford that'll make all the right adjustments. Does he stop Porter? The odds say no. I give him a good chance that the ref, can, but I don't think it'll happen. I don't. If it would, it wouldn't be Porter. It wouldn't be Porter by a big knockout. It would be a ass whooping that Crawford would be administering to him. I don't think Porter would quit. So it would have to come from the ref, and I just don't see that happening.
Damn, an ass whooping. So you think it's gonna be that separate? Like,
well, in order for it to be to be a stoppage, a KO, it would have to be an ass whooping. I don't think it'll be just one shot that Crawford is going to hit him with. And if it's going down the roads of Crawford administering the punishment, that I think that I'll lean more towards it being a stoppage by the ref, if any.
So obviously, I'm not Bill Haney, a trainer that's been doing this for many years. But with Porter being in Vegas and Devin being in Vegas, and it seems like, if you had to get someone to imitate a Mexican, it would be Porter. And obviously, Devin is very talented, so he can do a fair impression of Terrence Crawford, possibly from at least an orthodox stance, in case Crawford switches on that night. Why haven't you guys linked up for sparring for your respective fights? You don't think Porter would help Devin for preparation for a JoJo?
Well, Devin, we've been preparing for quite some time for an orthodox fighter. I think that we have a great style matchup for an orthodox fighter. When you talk about a southpaw, you talk about, like I said, the southpaws that are available, the Tanks, the Regis Prograis, the Lomachenkos, the real southpaws. I think that it was a great opportunity for us to get Jojo Diaz and to finally start working at and taking a look at the southpaw, right? And not just someone that switches and so forth. I don't think that this particular fight would have been good to spar with Porter on our behalf. I think it would have helped Porter more so with Devin, the movement and stuff like that. But I heard he was sparring with Tank, so I heard that was some good work.
What you hear exactly?
Well, no, I just heard that it was good work. That's all I heard. What did you hear? Did I miss anything?
Innit? What did we miss? What happened? Ness.
I ain't hear nothing. If you ain't hear it, I ain't hear it. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping that maybe
Who got that work? Okay, so Porter got that work. He got that work from Tank. Did you get that, or did Tank get that work from Porter? Let me think. Porter got that work from Tank.
No, I don't know, and I don't know. I didn't hear it.
I'm reading Chulo's face, so I know that's the way it went. He can't even hide. He can't even hide it.
What'll probably happen, if I had to take a guess, that Tank got out first, real heavy on Porter, and then in the end,
Paul
Porter
fucked him up.
got it. Well, I wouldn't say fuck him up. I don't think that. I wouldn't say that. I would think that Porter, by the end of the sparring session, knew the Tank was something different.
Damn. Yo, so that's like you speaking highly of Gervonta Davis there. So you with me, you would have thought he could have fought Thurman, or I think you already answered this and said no way, right?
No, I said yeah.
Oh wow.
I said yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So you definitely with me.
Well,
nice.
Yeah, because anyone that when you talk about one time that's supposed to come get you, and you talk about someone like Tank that's gonna meet you in the ring too, mano to mano, Tank has been said that, he doesn't mind getting hit. He likes to get hit to feel what kind of power you got, So
I don't know if you heard our earlier interview. We had Keith Idek on, and he said after this fight with Devin Haney and Diaz, obviously he's picking Haney to win. He's hoping that the Tank fight, it becomes more realistic. Obviously, that's a fight that I've been wanting. I prefer it in Atlanta. Can you just explain specifically, like, why do you feel Vegas would be better? Because I know we talked about this before, but you, again, mentioned Vegas, and I'm just looking at the way Atlanta looks when Tank fights there, and I could only imagine the two of them together in Atlanta. Is it just the obvious site fee?
No, I was under the impression that a great weekend in Vegas where families came out, you know what I mean, and you're allowed to have, you have a lot more to do in the town, you know what I mean, for everyone that comes, making for a great event in Vegas. But Atlanta, man, come on, Atlanta is, we would love to be in Atlanta. That's the new Black Hollywood.
Yeah, that's just one of my hopes, but I get it. You're right. It does make more sense if it's Vegas. You're giving the consumer more variety to do, eat, gamble. Is just so many more things to do. Man, so so we had Breadman on, and he said anyone could be knocked out. Do you believe that as a trainer? Because obviously my next question is going to be, can Porter get the knockout? But everybody
anyone
thinks
cannot.
not.
You know the answer to that.
I really don't. I really don't, because I don't think anyone is ever thinking Porter by knockout. It's never. It's always Porter by grinding.
This is why upsets happen. This is why weird stuff happens. We've seen it.
That's why you're a student. You're a student. You're a student of the game as well, and you always ask questions from not only just a journalist or just a media member, but also from a fighter, right? You go into the mindset and the eyes of a fighter and what you can and what you can't do. And with the equipment that you have, it only takes one shot, you know what I mean, with anybody, and that's the things that, especially in the heavyweight division, who he also said is a slower paced, you know what I mean? And it's a lot more bigger shots that happened, throughout the fight, So, of course, man, anything can happen in boxing. I think that Eddie Hearn, he had a bad weekend, I think, with Kid Galahad. And
wow, yeah, Kiko got that.
That's from what behind. I'm saying. You just saw it.
So
you just saw it happen.
But I just watched that Errol Spence Porter fight, and Porter landed some big left hooks and right hands on Earl, probably the biggest of any fight he's ever had, and them shits ain't do nothing. Like, yeah, they moved his neck a little bit, turned his head maybe, but like it was nothing. And I'm just,
But when you talk about Earl, you talk about a different animal at 47. You know what I mean? He's taking shots. Remember, he was sparring. He was always sparring up. He was always sparring with the Charlos and stuff. That his sparring is legendary in terms of, how far up he goes up and sparring and what kind of punishment he can take from the bigger guys. You know what I mean? So he's a rarity.
So do you think that he's naturally bigger, which is an obvious answer, but I just want to know, because some people seem to believe that Crawford is now filled out And
Yeah.
you can't
Yes.
say that Earl is bigger than or Crawford is bigger than. They're both just natural welterweights at this point.
Earl's
What's your
still
belief?
bigger. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's just my take.
both of them have similar builds, but I would think that the a boxing build would go more towards Earl Spence in terms of just being proportioned, height, height to muscle mass and everything. He's more bigger of a frame that can carry the same amount of weight. So I think he has an advantage physically over Crawford, but Crawford has the skills and he has a mean streak that I think Keith described, or no, I think the other trainer described, that it's only in certain fighters, that real mean streak.
So you sound like you don't think Porter would be the test that everyone think he's gonna be for Crawford.
No, he's gonna be what? He's a great next fight. He's a great next fight for him, and it'll cement with his performance will cement every reason why he's the elite fighter that we think he is, and that he needs to be in there with Earl Spence.
Do you bet on your son?
I bet on him every day.
No, I mean at the actual bookies when you putting them dollars down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I heard that this one is like 4-1 or something like that.
Really?
Right? Was it 4-1? 4?
It's the 4th. Oh, I gotta check. Let me check Pro Boxing. Wow, 4-1. That's good. That's good for Devin. That's good for Devin to be a 4-1 favorite. So what are you saying, that when it's that wide, it's no good for you?
I mean, I'm gonna make all mine on Teofimo or Tank, or you know what I mean, something that's 4-1. It's okay.
Now, that's because you want to bet on your son money line. Because I'm sure the odds ain't 4-1.
Well, no. What I'm saying is not even with that. You'll have friends, you have people that just want to bet. You know what I mean? And we'll probably be the underdog in the fight with Tank Davis or Teofimo or whatever. Hold on one second. Ness, I can still hear you.
All right. Yeah. He's a minus 440. He's even a minus 550 on Betway. 365 got him a
he's
minus.
The favorite. Does that mean he's the favorite?
Yeah. 365 got him a minus 500. But that's what I'm saying. I'm sure he's gonna have better prop bets, like Devin by decision or Devin by knockout. But again, Jojo is so durable. It's kind of tough to consider a knockout.
Well, I'm expecting a hellacious ass whooping on Mr. Jojo Diaz in a way that similar to what we were just saying about the referee. You know what I mean? Stepping in and saving Jojo Diaz from all the punishment that he's going to be taking, because he is durable. And it's the same thing with Crawford. If Crawford,
but this is the first southpaw, right?
Yes, the first southpaw.
Was this a Mando?
And he's a little rough, man.
Is this a Mando?
This
was the Mando that
Nah. They negotiated. He was supposed to be. He's the interim champ, but
and
they
then he
negotiated.
was fighting.
Did you guys pick ref yet?
The ref?
Yeah.
I don't know if the ref has come out yet. I haven't gotten any info on who the referee is.
Don't get Jack Reese.
Right.
Jack Reese will leave you to it, though.
Yeah, man. I was watching him fight with the Porter Earl fight. Man, he let them fight. And that's going to suit JoJo, to be all hitting behind the back and on the hips and all that Canelo shit that he was doing to Plant.
Oh, Devin is a mean little dude, too, now. You know what I'm saying? It just, we got to know how how it's going. We're gonna play it how it's being played. You know what I mean? You never complain about the ref because he's in there as two guys, and if you letting us get down, then let them get down. But be fair. Call it both ways.
So
hey,
so when Gary fought JoJo, he was a 6.5. I was about to say Devin is the highest. Devin has been the biggest favorite, but I just seen Gary's odds 6.5 favorite to beat.
Yeah, it
JoJo.
was only two. It was only two. He's only been the underdog, I think, twice. Is Devin and Gary, from what someone told me.
With Tevin, oh, you're right. He was a -110. Tevin was a -130. Damn, that was tight. That was tight.
So after this fight, then after say Devin wins, what's next? What's the next thing?
What?
Thank you, Lady Chan. Thank you. Though. That's a good question. Look, it's a good question, but we're concentrating on Jojo Diaz, and just like we're fair to say with Crawford is that should Crawford beat Porter, it just cements the reason why it should be, Crawford and Spence. No different than Devin cementing the fact that it should be him and Teofimo Lopez or Gervonta Davis. Okay, but hopefully, right? Hopefully we're not, it's not Gervonta Davis, it's Teofimo Lopez, right? It's every reason why. They said something about some narrative that the dad and them were talking about a sign a petition. I called Mauricio Suleiman and asked him, well, what petition is he talking about? He says he doesn't know what his dad is talking about. He doesn't know nothing about
yeah, but listen, that's Mauricio.
It's so tedious, isn't it?
No, but give me a second. But the convention is coming up. The no other than the convention that Ness so famously went to when the franchise belt was introduced down in Mexico that year. Now the convention is coming around again, and anyone that wants to ask things and you want to petition for things and you want things to happen, you go down here to this convention. So I said to him, hey, Mauricio, what's going on? Is there anything cracking? Is there anything that we should be aware of or anything that we should participate in? He said no. He said no. You see?
Yeah, but we got an interview, and I can send you the clip. He's saying on our show that Devin Haney can petition to become Tio's quote unquote mandatory or mandate to fight.
No. But see, Ness, can do that. Anyone can petition to fight anybody, right? We can say that anyone can petition. Once you have an agreement, right? We had an agreement with Jojo Diaz, right? And then we petitioned to make it a sanctioned WBC world title fight, which means that it's Devin's 4th defense of the world title, right? And when you talk about that is, of course you can do that. We can reach an agreement, just like Eddie Hearn said, that he can reach an agreement whether Bob pays for it or whether Eddie Hearn pays for it, and then the fight is petitioned as a WBC world title fight, just like it would be petitioned through the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF.
They're not going to do it. This has been going back and forth, as you know, Bill, for so long. It's just like very tedious at this point. It's just like it's so frustrating.
I don't think it's been going. It hasn't been going longer than Earl Spence and Crawford. It hasn't been going longer than Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but they're older. They're older. We don't want to hear that though. We don't want it to be and all that. They're 20-odd-year-olds. We don't want to hear this.
Lady Chan, it's no reason for a 22-year-old in Devin or Jaron Ennis, right, at 24, to put yourself in harm's way other than the fact that you want it. Teofimo Lopez, he wanted Lomachenko, right? Mm-hmm. He wanted to be in the mix, right? He joined it young, right? He beat Lomachenko, right? So, and Devin, we went to the same. Yeah, no, I know. We went to the same convention, right? The same convention that we were at. I think it was the 50th anniversary convention. We sent our representatives down there to see what was going on with Lomachenko and making this fight happen and making it get ordered. Right?
I'm not saying it's bad on your side, Bill.
Yes.
You know we're going back from till H money. You know, we know that. You know we know it from then.
Yes.
Like
yes.
what? And I'm not saying it's any fault of your own. That's not a fault of your own. I could just see it's Mauricio Suleiman that's created all this mess, and then he says one thing, and then it changes to another. And what I'm just saying, it's just so tedious because we just got like four or five guys in there, like they're not even in their prime yet. They're not even in their prime yet, and we can't see the fights.
Guess what?
It's crazy.
It's not even about the WBC because we already have the WBC. The WBC belt will be on the line.
Undisputed. Yeah.
I found the audio, by the way.
Huh?
I found the Suleiman audio.
The WBC belt will be on the line.
Yeah.
Right? Now he has to just put the other belts, and
I heard they don't go on the line. I heard that if Tio fights Devin, that if Devin wins, he doesn't get the title labeled as undisputed. But if Tio wins, obviously he does. Is that true?
No, that's all.
No, how would that be true?
I know that's what I heard because it was like they're not transferable.
Let me just tell you this though: the rubber has met the road. Everybody that ran out of excuses. Your brand is gonna either pop or it's gonna stop because when we get through with Jojo motherfucking Diaz, the next person is Teofimo Lopez. Now what's happening?
Yeah, let's just get this going.
But
then if we don't see it, we're just gonna call him.
We've heard that before. How do we know it's true? Why is Teofimo next?
Okay, Teofimo said Devin is next. Ain't nothing else for him to do.
Yeah, but it's Bob.
Don't cap. He's walking around taking pictures with Canelo saying he's fucking undisputed. They're deluded right now. You know it.
Listen, we're not talking about Josh Taylor. Right, we know what we're not making up cap shit. We're not talking about we got no next opponent. Or a great opponent for us would be Teofimo Lopez.
Right, to clear this up.
Soon as we get through Jojo Diaz.
It has to be.
Right.
It's clear. It has to clear it up.
Right, because but our interest is in the other belts. His interest is in being the WBC as being the missing piece. Our interest is in the rest of the belts. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Man, clear this shit up. I want to see fights. I just want to see the lads fighting. I want to see this cleared up. Teofimo, what would you do if he doesn't fight you and then he just goes to 140? What would?
Well, they both have a commitment. They have fights November and December. And I spoke yesterday to both camps, and they really want to fight each other. So we're going to be working on it to see if there's a way we can structure something there.
Is it as simple as a Bill Haney, Devin Haney representative showing up to the WBC convention this month and petitioning for an opportunity to face the franchise champion in Teofimo?
That could be one of the. Of course, we always take the official petitions and we attend them, and we will go through the process and make a voting. So that is one of the ways to make things happen.
The WBC. So
I'm so pissed I wasn't at that interview.
Would you be doing that, or do you think that it's not worth sending someone to Mexico? I'm not going this time. They need you to be vaxxed, man.
Okay, but one thing that what I don't want to happen, don't come with the 51 fake that we petition to be a franchise champion and not petition it and not keep the WBC world title, and then Ryan Garcia or somebody else have it, and then we're not considered a champion because we have the franchise belt, right? And then you just said the narrative of the other belts. No. What do you mean the other belts wouldn't be online, right? The WBC franchise, Devin is the WBC champion. We'll put our belt on the line next against the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF belts.
Yeah. Bill, could I ask you a question?
Yes.
Say you go into contract negotiations with a TO and Top Rank, and you guys are at the table and you're discussing, just like you alluded to with the WBC title, and you want to be excluded from the franchise title category completely, but you want to be recognized as the WBC, the IBF, the WBA, WBO, the main champion, the super champion, or however they put it in those particular sanctioning bodies. When you come to the negotiation table with the other side, how long does it take to negotiate details like that? Can it be done in a day, or does that usually result in a back and forth?
No, it can be done as fast as it can be understood. It can be a day, or it can be a week, it can be however long that it takes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, the thing about it is that the way that Canelo has the belts, right, and the way that he's recognized as the champion, the one of 6, he didn't have the franchise belt at 168. He had it at 160. 160. So everything is already set for the fight to happen, for us to bring what we bring into the table. He brings what he's bringing to the table, right? And to the fact of that this will be Devin's 4th. First they said, okay, it was cool that you picked Jorge Linares. Jorge Linares was going to be a good one. You didn't give us Gamboa, right? You said, okay, Gamboa, but you gave us Jorge Linares, and now here comes Jojo Diaz. I just hope that you're going to recognize and give us that, and it's our fourth title defense, right? And let's make this shit happen.
Yeah, but what are you going to do if he doesn't do it and he just moves to 140?
We don't have a contingency plan for that, right? We don't think that our next plan is the fact that we're looking at those belts and we're looking at the opportunity to really make this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking at. The opportunity for Teofimo Lopez to be truly considered undisputed champ. The opportunity for Devin Haney to be really considered an undisputed champ. Teofimo Sr. having a great opportunity for him and his family. Bill Haney having a great opportunity for his family. Why should it not happen, Lady Chan? How could it not happen?
Because it's boxing.
Huh?
Because it's boxing.
Well, I hope not.
That's what happened.
I hope you see what I'm saying. I don't want
I
to go
want
into
it.
I don't want to go into it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he told us, he cornered us. He had us cornered, and we was like, he got us cornered. He got us cornered.
Let's do it then.
He said it ain't nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So
I think it's the opposite. I think that he cornered himself in the sense that because this last fight is on DAZN, you know, now it's being promoted as a unified fight. There's no more. So
he's pissed.
Exactly. Then, you know, they're giving Devin airtime and having the confrontation between the two. They're obviously using Tio to further build the Tio Devin fight. And I expect it to continue in November. Or have they invited you guys to be there? I mean, it's far, you know, in the middle of camp to go to New York on the 27th.
We're not going. Okay. We're not going there.
What's that? The convention?
No, Tio's fight, because it would have been good.
Oh, Cambosos in New York.
If he didn't have a fight so close, it would be good to be in the audience.
I don't know. And I had him blowing him out the water at first, but I don't know what this Cambosos got. I mean,
Cambosos has had a lot of time to fester. But
yeah. I don't.
But
Tio's going to kill him. I don't know if it's going to be just how you think. And
I wonder if he misses weight. That's
that
what I'm
power
wondering.
shit. That power shit fizzes out before anything else. Meaning where you just got that destructive, you just coming in and just doing that. That shit only lasts. Look through history, right? The boxer is the one that prevails, that has the length.
He's only on his 16th fight. His power ain't going nowhere yet.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the power comes with the psyche, right? You psyched out on your power, right? Yeah. But if you get to questioning your power and starting questioning yourself, right? A person with skills, the skills don't come into question. The power sometimes comes into question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've seen it. We've seen it with Anthony Joshua. We've seen it. We saw the power just was depleted because the mind didn't connect with it.
Connect to the power.
It didn't connect to the power source. It didn't.
Right. And that's what I'm telling you. I'm like, this power that everybody hearing, we don't hear it in Vegas like that. We hear the 16 fights that were carefully matched, but outside of that,
get out of here, Bill. Carefully matched.
Well, top rank matched. Excuse me.
Bill. Well, he's a strong kid.
There's nothing careful.
He's got power. Tio's got power.
Listen to me. There's nothing careful about a 13-0 guy getting in there with Comey.
There's
nothing careful about that.
Yeah.
But you're talking about one shot early on, right? And we did. Okay.
How he won? But Bill, it don't matter how he won. All that matters is that at 13-0 he got in there.
But I give a certain amount of credit to it, but I also give a certain amount of it can happen to anybody. We just said that. Anybody can get hit with a big shot
at any given time.
Yeah, but that's okay.
When you talk, okay, well, where was the big shot against Lomachenko?
Yeah, but he don't need a big shot. All I'm saying is at 13-0, he still got in there with Richard Comey.
Yeah, that's a good question though. But where's the big shot of Loma? Loma is a smaller guy. It would have been easier to put Loma on his ass. Where was the big shot? I get it.
He was more defensive minded. You see him? He was being careful. He was in there with the toughest opposition.
I think he did a great job, and I think he's done a great job at being strategically marketed as a killer with power, with one-punch power and all that. Now, what I'll say is I think that his boxing
I got a common opponent.
His boxing, see, I've been knowing him, and I've been knowing Gordo for a while. He's been marketed as that, but he's really a great boxer, right? And when it comes down to on that given night, when the power goes, right, when he knows that he can't hit you with the big shot and it's not there, he'll have to box.
But Bill, don't y'all share a common opponent? Didn't y'all both fight Menard Mason or Mason Menard?
Right, and Mason Menard hit him. He didn't hit us.
He also got knocked out. That's what happens. You gotta get hit to go for the kill.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing is when you talk about that, I mean, I think he might have been hit in one round more than Devin's been hit his whole entire career. You know what I mean? Now, granted that we're going to say the opponents, but I think his level of defense, if Teofimo would have been off to the left a little bit with Lomachenko, with Comey, or to the right a little bit, either one of them could have got it. His got there first, right? And I give him his props, but I give him his props as a boxer puncher, not a puncher boxer.
Okay.
It almost sounds like you influencing me to put a little something on the Cambosos.
No, don't.
Cambosos is getting washed in 6 rounds. I give him 6 rounds. I'm being nice by even giving him 6.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is what I'm saying is anytime that your champion, especially a young champion, has been through what Tio has been through in the last year, you know what I mean? Then obviously, you go into it saying, okay, now I give Cambosos
a chance. There's room for error.
Some sort of chance, yeah.
You're saying there's room for error now.
Where it wasn't none at first.
Where before it wasn't that much. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So
I can see that.
The only thing that you will get a shot Cambosos is if you catching him where he was distracted. He's been distracted.
Yeah. Do you think he could have? But then, could you see that Cambosos could have overtrained now because it kept getting postponed and postponed?
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. But he has an opportunity. He has an opportunity to shock the world. You know what I mean? And to be the new Cinderella man.
That would be crazy. I'm down for an upset, mate. I'm down for it.
Not in that fight.
I don't want that. Listen.
That'd be wild. Whatever will be, will be.
Nah, man, because
whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
I'm sure Tio got a rematch clause. Don't nobody want to draw that shit out even longer than it's already.
Let me tell you, and it would be just like when Tyson Fury saw Anthony Joshua go down to Usyk, right? Mm-hmm. Is the opportunity for Devin and Tio that's already made. Why would we want him to lose and not make that happen. So
you just like Cambosos.
Hey, Bill, man, I hate to interrupt, but I got my next guest,
Okay.
Coach Bernie the Boxer. More than welcome to stay on, but I wanted to get him on, and he's ready.
All right, tell Coach I said hello, man. You guys, I just want to come on and say hi. December the 4th, it's going to be the showdown in Las Vegas between no other than Devin the Dream Haney and Jojo Diaz, man. It's going to be fireworks. I'll see you there. Lady Chan, are you coming out?
Man, we'll speak. I'll speak to you. I'll let you know.
Brother, you're welcome to come too, my brother, too.
James Payne.
It's all about the vaccine. It's all about the vaccine, Bill. But I'll speak to
Payne,
you.
your name is Payne, right? Payne?
James Payne.
Okay, James. All right. Yeah, you're more than invited too. I'll let y'all go. I know y'all busy.
Thank you.
All right,
Coach.
boss man.
Bye.
Respect, King. Respect.
Coach.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.